As the sun dips below the horizon, the firelight flickers and dances around the camp. All is quiet, save for the murmurs of conversation between the Ashlanders, the gentle clink of the wind chimes, and the last cries of wild beasts in the distant twilight echoing across the primeval wastes. Fathis sits cross-legged, warming himself by the flames. His skeletal servant is elsewhere, camped on the perimeter of the settlement. Questions come from time to time about the nature of his so-called travelling companion, and the story Fathis has settled on is that his follower is a holy warrior that has taken an oath of silence. This, at least, seems to satisfy the curiosity of the natives. As he silently observes the rest of the tribe going about their evening business, Fathis ponders what went wrong for the Velothi people. They would tell him it began with the murder of Indaril Nerevar by his counselors, but even then, he figures they've had thousands of years to correct this downward trajectory. As a people, their problem is they're too mired in the past. Always, they're looking backwards, rarely forwards. Even their prophecies for the future speak of a reincarnation, a wholly avenging ghost from days gone by, returned to right the ancient wrongs. The civilized House Dunmer of the South, on the other hand, have their many important traditions, it's true, but they, by contrast, forever live in the present. How could they not? Their entire culture is built around the worship of living gods that exist, walking the world and working their divine magics, even as Fathis sits here by the campfire right now. One can argue back and forth about the events that took place thousands of years ago, but thousands of years of history and separation does not occur just because of a single murder. But maybe that's about to change. Many fall, but one remains. He considers the last line of the prophecy while gazing into the white heart of the flames. As the fire's reflection lights up his red eyes like pits of brimstone, he reflects that maybe it is time that he too started living in the present. His introspection is interrupted by a nudge at his elbow. One of the younger Urshulaku kneels beside him, offering him a mug of Mazte. "For you, clan friend," he says, in strongly accented Cyrodiilic. Fathis smiles weakly and nods his thanks, taking the drink. The young man wanders off, leaving Fathis to his thoughts once more. A simple gesture, but an important one, he realizes. While the Urshulaku still regard him with wary gazes when they think he isn't looking, they have given him something virtually no other group in this land has: the benefit of the doubt. Wrongly, of course, he thinks with a smirk. If they knew even half of what he's been up to, they would string him up for the cliff races to feed on without a moment's hesitation. Well, they'd try, anyway. But it is significant, nevertheless. The Telvanni? They care not a whit. Even Master Arian almost certainly views Fathis as just another piece on the gaming board. To the Morag Tong, he is an aloof and shadowy figurehead. To the Blades, he is a means to an end, a tool for control. One of the Emperor's many foreign investments, and, well, to the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, he's nothing more than a customer. But these people, the Ashlanders, the Velothi, they raise a tankard in his honour and name him clan friend. A title that carries no power, no lands, no wealth. It simply says he is one of them now, welcome by their fire and at their table. If they had any tables, anyway. Perhaps it is just all the wise woman's mystical mumbo-jumbo starting to rub off on him, but he's starting to think that deep down, in his bones, he knows that these are his people. Of all the people in this blighted land to welcome an outlander from the west into their hearth and home, he did not expect it to be them. He glances around at the figures huddled at the edge of the fading firelight. young warriors telling tales to their peers, brandishing chitin spears and axes emphatically. The elders exchanging gossip while preparing food. Ashkan Zabamund himself sits with a stern expression, surrounded by his Gulakans, listening intently while still keeping an eye on the whole gathering. What is to become of these people? A continued, steady decline as they are pushed again and again into the heart of Vardenfell's wastelands? If nothing changes, that probably will be the fate of everyone here. But what if it wasn't? The Nerevarine prophecies were comfortable lies. Reincarnation doesn't exist. It's obvious that the whole concept is a fable, a ray of hope conjured up for these people to keep them struggling on in the face of annihilation. But what if we pretended it was real? What if this journey he found himself on was about more than just revenge? He makes a decision. He removes parchment and a quill from his pack and begins to write. Beyond the fire's light, the wise woman stands in the doorway of her yurt, watching, judging. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind, where, after about a day and 2 days actually, because an ash storm started right after the end of the previous episode, which meant that Fathers ended up staying in the Ursulaco camp for a couple of days while that moved along. It's still really foggy though, as you can see. The weather appears to be changing slightly. Is there another ash storm coming, or...? I genuinely don't know. Well, anyway, we're here at the Ursulaco camp, because previously Fathers journeyed here to speak with the Nerevarine cult. And the wise woman, and Ashkan Zabamund. I think his name is Zabamund. Will I get that right? I don't know. And we've had a great many things to think about. A few questions have been answered. A few more have been raised. Bill still looks utterly bizarre and ridiculous. And Fathers is still covered in a purple bubble, although he has a nice glass tower shield now, because we did get a few nice bits of loot in our journey here. But now it is time to leave. It is time for us at last to go back south. From whence we came. Because of course, indeed, we do need to report what we've learned to Caius Crusaders when the opportunity presents itself, but we also need to go and speak to Lunela Haleran down here in Sadrithmore about our stronghold. And also, our agility and endurance are damaged by something, I'm not sure what. There's no current effect on that, they're just damaged. We're going to have to go visit a temple shrine or something, I think. Unfortunately, of course, we can't teleport out of here, because Bill won't come with us, so we're going to be walking. Well, or at least walking as far as we can and then fast traveling, because Cool here lies to the west. And from there we can get a boat down the western side of Vardenfell back home, essentially. There is a temptation to go and explore the Daedric Ruin here and the Dwemer Ruins over in that direction. But ultimately, our carrying capacity is near maximum. Bill's carrying capacity is near maximum. We need to go home. I very strongly suspect this will not be the last time we come to visit the Ursulaco. We will certainly be back. And when we do come back, perhaps then will represent a good opportunity to explore some of these places. And do we... There, finally. There's some people over there. Interesting. We actually want to get over in that direction. Who are these folks? More Shalk farmers, perhaps? Farmers, herders, whatever. No, looks like bandits, actually. Of some description. Quite a lot of them, actually, as it turns out. This is interesting. Why are you getting involved here, Kagudi? This is not your fight. Be gone. You as well? I'm amazed you're still fighting and not running away after having seen all of your friends cut down like that, but alright. Well done, Bill. We should probably heal you, shouldn't we? Heal companion. Ah, you're fine. Who are these people, then? This thing needs to go away. Be gone. Right. Bandits! They are indeed bandits. Okay. Interesting. I say interesting. You know, you wouldn't normally say interesting to bandits, would you? But it's interesting in this case because Morrowind is not a game that has just generic bandits, typically, anyway. These guys must obviously be added by a mod of some description. Because random bandits like this is not a thing that you get in this game, and it's one of the things that makes this game good, honestly, really, is the fact that the countryside is not littered with just generic raider bandit type people who, for very poorly explored reasons, have just decided to live in a ruin outside of town and attack people on sight. It was never a thing in this game. I can't recall if it was ever a thing in Daggerfall. I don't really think it was. I mean, you encountered other adventurers that were hostile to you in dungeons, sometimes in Daggerfall and what have you, but... yeah, and then of course in Oblivion and Skyrim, etc., etc., you've got raiders and bandits all over the place. Not including the Reavers in Blood Moon, mind you. They definitely exist. But they are at least called Reavers and have a bit of a backstory to them. Rather than just, oh, it's just generic bandits, what you gonna do, eh? They're just one of those things that you sort of generally tend to accept exists in a fantasy universe without any real explanation. Oh, just bandits. Really? Where are they from? Oh, I don't know. Who are they? Oh, I don't know. Why have they turned to banditry? Oh, I don't know. The Bethesda approach to world building, everybody, or at least the modern Bethesda approach to world building, as you can see in Morrowind, they took a different approach. Because what do you get in Morrowind instead? You get lots of wildlife, lots of angry wildlife, as we can see here. Occasional wandering Daedra, the corpus stuff from Red Mountain. Ashlanders, you do meet outcast Ashlanders, of course. But that's usually like a few guys gathered around a campfire every now and again, not just ruins inexplicably full of them. You do meet smugglers. And smugglers is a different thing entirely because... annoying creature. Bill, any minute now would be nice. Okay, this is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Alright, fine. But smugglers is a different thing, because smugglers, you know, the game identifies various things in it, like skooma and different kinds of alcohol and dwarven artifacts and things like that as being illegal, which means that smugglers would exist. And when you go into their caves and things, you do find moon sugar and skooma and things in their crates and what have you. So I think I might have a cure paralysis in here somewhere. Oh yeah, I got a few of them. Alright. I think we've discovered why it's called a Parastylus. Come on, Bill. You got a shiny new Daedric Claymore, mate. There you go. You can make cure paralysis potions with that. Anyway, we need to keep going until we find a break here, really, in the side of the Foyarda. I could levitate over it, but I don't want to. It would be a waste of good magicka. And there's most assuredly a route out of here somewhere. There's got to be. Although, thinking back to when I came down here, really, was there? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the map here. The problem is, once you've explored a place, you actually lose the topographical mapping side of it, don't you? Maybe we should turn back. I think we should turn back. I think we should go right down to the edge of the water. We should go to the beach at the other end of the Foyarda and then water walk around, because you can water walk. We've tried this already. I think that's what I should do. And a short walk later, here we are. There should be a shipwreck down here, I think. There's nothing really of value down there. Sheogorad, yeah. We're technically in the Sheogorad region now. But if we just water walk around the side here, we should find ourselves back in the West Gash. And we definitely want to water walk because there's slaughterfish about, as you can see. Probably a few dregs as well. And apparently a scrib that's gone for a swim. Fair play, scrib. I'd watch out for the slaughterfishes if I were you. Look, he's right there. Watch out, scrib. Anyway. Yeah, see? Bill can in fact water walk. As has been said before, a skeleton of many talents. Here's where we want to get to, round this side. This is the part where I sort of look around here and there's an entrance into the Foyarda that I totally missed. And I feel very stupid. Nearly got it there. Like, in case you're possibly new to Morrowind and you've not figured this out yet, if you look at the bottom right where all my icons for the magical effects are, you can tell when it's about to run out because the icon for water walking, which is the little foot there on the furthest right side of the icon bar, it starts to fade out as the spell ends. So that's how you can tell when you need to recast it, basically. Look at this. Greenery, trees, grass. Nix hounds. I have contracted black heart blight. Let's put a stop to that, shall we? Cure blight disease. Oh, I don't have any more cured blight disease potions. Well, I'm pretty sure I've got some sort of scroll that'll do the job anyway. Let's see. Scroll of panacea. Okay, that's common disease. Purity of body. Shame to waste it, because it does instantly restore 200 points of health and fatigue. It's a pretty great scroll, but right now I can't actually move. So, well, you know what? Instead of wasting that, what I could do is drink... Where is it? I'm sure I've picked up one or two of these. Restore strength quality. Still not quite enough. Bother. That's annoying. Any other things I can use? Anything at all? I always forget about milling firearm scrolls, actually, they're useful. Summoning Daedroths is a good thing to do when you're in trouble. Bother. Alright. I could use the Amulet of Mighty Blows at least. Really? That's done it. There we go. It's a random effect, the Amulet of Mighty Blow, so you're not going to get it the first time, necessarily. Right, there's some outcast Ashlanders over there. I'm sure if we were to wander over in that direction, armed to the teeth, they would attack us. But let's not. Mind you, their aggro radius can be quite large sometimes, so let's really steer clear. Here we go. We have arrived at Cool. I'm going to immediately run over and try and find a trader who's got a Cure Blight Disease potion before I run out of charges on this amulet. Though, of course, I am still going to need to find... You're a werewolf hunter. Interesting. Makes sense that you're up here near Cool, because it's quite close to Solstheim, where all the werewolves chill out and hang around and stuff. I might have a chat with him on the way back to the Silt Strider in a minute. I actually forgot Cool had a Silt Strider. Thongar's Trade House. Hello, Ondi. You're not who I want to speak to. Unfortunately, my amulet's run out, so I don't have much of a choice. Hello. You a member? No, a member of what? Come on, I'm not that bad. I know I've got a disease, which is making you definitely not like me at the moment, but... Please, I'll have a potion in a minute, and I'll be sorted. This is hard work, this is... What is your problem, Missy? Come on. Ugh. Knight errant to the Imperial Legion. Right, so you only offer training to the Imperial Legion. That's all I wanted to know, for heaven's sake, woman. Right, It's not having a try. Annoying. Right, I'm going to drop this Daedric Staff. Nobody, and this one. Nobody is allowed to touch this. Nobody may touch these. Where did the other one go? Did it glitch out and I only ever had one Daedric Staff in the first place? And there was just an inventory glitch, as sometimes happens in this game. I meant that, you know what, that might have been it, actually. I'm not sure if I actually had two Daedric Staffs. Anyway, unless someone has very stealthily nicked it out from under me. Oh, no, wait, there we go. They're just immediately on top of each other. Okay, right. There are, in fact, two. Never mind. Hello, Thongar. I require aid. Which you cannot provide me, unfortunately. Oh, bother. Bill. How much free carrying capacity have you got? Not much. How much does one of these weigh? God, good God, they weigh 30 each. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to use the scroll, aren't I? So either use the scroll or leave these behind. Unless, of course... One moment. Thongar, would you like to buy a Daedric Staff? You have actually more money than I expected, to be fair. Have a Daedric Staff. I'm really selling myself short here, but never mind. How much are they worth? Oh, they're worth quite a bit, actually. You know what? You can have this Devil Katana instead. There we go. That's reasonable. I still can't move, but bother. Is there anything I could buy off you that, you know, weighs less than my weapons? No, you really don't have anything interesting, do you? You have a bunch of blank books and stuff, and that's it. How frustrating. Right, we're using the scroll. We're doing it. We're doing it. Scroll of Purity of Body. There we go. Annoying, but it had to be done. Oh well. There isn't a temple around here, is there, so... No, I don't think so. It's a bit of a backwater burg, is this place. This is the only building that's not a hut, after all. Right. Fishies. Look at that. I don't think they're vanilla. So there's a dock down here, so we could take a boat if we wanted to. There's two people we can talk to here. There's you, who will take us to Dagon Fell, or Narmok. I don't really want to go to either of those. And there's Severe.
Greetings, are you in need of transport? Severe will gladly take you to Fort Frostmouth in Saltzheim for a small fee.
Saltzheim, you say?
Severe can take you to Saltzheim in the sleek tail, at a fair price too. She not a fine, beautiful ship? Notice her clean lines and her swift draft. You see, Fathers, a ship is a female and needs to be loved and respected. Do so, and she will never betray you, even in the roughest of seas. I am very sorry. I do this accent for the tourists, you see. I'm afraid it's difficult to master that. I'm still working on it.
Okay. Yeah, you will take us to Fort Frostmoth up in Saltzheim, over there. We have absolutely no reason to go up there whatsoever, and so we shall not.
Outlander. I got killed that war. Those boots are ruined.
Instead, we should be going to the Siltstrider and having a little chat with this werewolf hunter along the way. I don't think he's going to have much to say, but you never know. What do you want? I am a hunter of werewolves. Stay out of my way, especially if you catch the disease. I will kill you without remorse. Werewolves, you say? They are perversions. Man was not meant to live a dual life as both a rational being and animal. These beasts are evil and dangerous, but they are also very rare. They are very rare.
What do you want?
Rarer than vampires in this neck of the woods, in fact. You there, sir. Take me to Aldrune. And from Aldrune, we'll go to Balmora and then Vivek, because my priority number 1 is to dump Bill back at the hideout and dump all of the stuff I don't need back at the hideout too. Although, since we're here, I think I might visit the shops. I am still carrying both my staffs, yeah. Interesting that they don't stack, they're separate things. I half expected to have a moment there where I'd left one of them behind in cool on the floor. Genuinely, that seems like a very Let's Player kind of a thing to do. That building over there. Oh, that's part of the temple, isn't it? The temple's a bit expanded in the modded version of the game I'm running. I forgot about that. Been a while since I came there. Came here, went there. My brain tried to go for something halfway between, and it went terribly, terribly wrong. Barter, you have a pitiful amount of gold. I'm so sorry for wasting your time. I should be going elsewhere. Mind you, the shops out here aren't that great, are they really? I think if we go inside, we might have better luck. I think there's an enchanter in here. Whoa. It's dark inside here, isn't it? Clothier. Alchemist. Here we are, back into Scar again. And enchanter. Enchantment. You, sir, look like a guy who's got money. Yeah, 2,000 gold, that's more like it. That is more like it. I only need to get my stuff repaired too, actually. Have a Daedric staff, good sir. Again, I'm selling myself a little short here, but beggars, unfortunately, cannot be choosers. The only place that's probably got the kind of money I need to sell this stuff effectively is Mournhold, and Mournhold's a long way away, and we have no reason to go there at present. Other than to sell our very valuable items, I suppose. That's a reason. Do you know what? Sod going to Balmora. I say sod going to Balmora, but actually, we should go to Balmora because there's a few vendors there I can sell things to. But sod using the Silt Strider is what I really mean to say. Let's use... That's not the Mages Guild, that's the Rat in the Pot. Let's use the Mages Guild teleporter. Because I do believe that Bill can teleport with us. If we do that. Now, of course, coming in here is a little bit of a risk. Because the mages here might notice that Bill is not, in fact, entirely, shall we say, alive. But then again, the Mages Guild might also, by the same token, not particularly fancy bringing it up or mentioning it. They'll politely keep quiet about it, because I am technically a member of the Mages Guild, and there are necromancers within the Mages Guild, because it's not illegal in the rest of the Empire yet. That's a local thing, so... Let's see if it works. It does, brilliant, okay. It's if I use the thing on the floor for free that it doesn't work. If I go through the dialogue, he will teleport with me, which is good. We will talk to Caius Casades. I'm not going to do it just yet, though. I'd like to go see this, what you call it? Stronghold stuff sorted out first. And we also need to report back to Master Arian, because we also did that little job for him while we were up there, didn't we? Right, do you have money? I very much doubt you can hear it on this microphone because it's good noise cancelling, but if you can hear some yelling in the background, it's not coming from the game, it's coming from the drunk people outside my house. Because it's a Thursday night. And in this town, Thursday, Fridays and Saturday nights generally tend to mean that there's drunk people everywhere shouting at each other and at inanimate objects, because that's what drunk people do, as it turns out. Don't I just love living in this part of the country? Hey, look! More Nordic trollbone stuff. What's that? Adamantium shield? Wow. Adamantium tower shield, wow. Didn't realise you had adamantium gear for sale here, really. Irisanian glass left pauldron. That means not proper glass, which means not as good. In fact, while we're here, you can repair some of my stuff. Need to be selective about this, though. Oof, that's expensive. Yeah, because I don't want to repair all of this. Now, how's the armor rating on these? 22 versus 28. Well, it's still not bad, you know. But I don't want just one glass pauldron, I want a pair, otherwise it'll look silly. So I think I'll stick with my goblin ones for now. Actually. However, you don't buy that item. Really? You don't? I guess he doesn't buy weapons at all, does he? He only buys armor. That makes my life a little more difficult. Because I don't really have any armor to give you. Only weapons. Won't even buy those. That's a little frustrating. Bill, hand me some of your stuff. We don't actually need the Indoril shield, or the old Indoril shield, but I kind of want to keep those for... Actually, you know what? We'll probably find another Indoril shield at some point, but the old one, it's kind of cool. I want to keep that as a bit of a souvenir, don't you know? What else? Anything else? Anything else? No, I don't think so. Well, except for the Daedric shield, I suppose. But again, you don't just give away Daedric stuff. Like Daedric armor. Daedric weapons you find all over the place quite surprisingly often, actually. But Daedric armor's a different thing altogether. We don't want to go selling that if we can help it. We want to keep it because, you know, we like collecting rare things. Oh, well, you can have that. Lovely. More money in the bank. That brings us up to a fairly respectable amount, actually. The Scribbled Scroll. We like enchanters, because enchanters will buy virtually anything. It's one of the great things about them. Unfortunately, this one in particular doesn't actually have an awful lot of gold, so we're just going to politely leave. Not a lot of other ones around here that have a lot of money, are there? Meldor's probably one of the richest merchants here. Ravir doesn't usually have a lot. Nah, only 600. That's a bit poor. Right, so a wee bit poor. I'm just thinking, where else could we go? Nah, that's kind of it, really. Alright, let's go get ourselves teleported to Vivek. Also, has this been refilled yet? No, doesn't look like it. Although I'll take a Scroll of Panacea. Really a panacea, though, because it doesn't cure blight diseases, does it? But whatever. I should not quibble. No, not spells. Travel. Travel. Vivek, Golden Mages. Here we go. Back in what passes for civilization. Alright. There's a couple of smiths up here as well, if I recall, but again, I don't think they have very much money, so... Yeah, we've got enough money now ourselves. We're not in danger of going broke. So I think we shall just stash everything else. Now, where do I actually want to go here? That's the Redoran district. Is that the arena down there? I think it might be, you know. Levitate, 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 levitate. Save ourselves some time, shall we? Wow. Looks very impressive when you hover over here, doesn't it? The arena, perhaps? Ah, excellent. Right. Although we don't actually want to be at the arena, the Morag Tong is Guild Hall is underneath the arena. We actually want to be underneath the St. Olms Captain? Was that St. Olms? Or was that St. Delaine? I don't remember. I never remember. St. Olms, yeah. I know it's this canton here, but I can never remember which one it is called. And yeah, weirdly enough, we have to go up before we can go down. 'Tis the madness of Vivek City. I suppose... The only reason I can think of it for being a bit odd like that is perhaps because it's a measure for flood prevention. I don't know. Like if there's a storm... If you have the main entrances up here, I mean, the poor sods down on the lower levels in Dalain and in St. Olms who actually have houses down there on that lower canal side level, yeah, they're probably screwed. But, like, the rest of the canton probably won't flood, one assumes, in a storm, if the entrance is up here or something. I don't know. I'm making excuses for a very, very strange layout here. I forget which exact entrance I should be going down, actually, to get to where I need to be. I fear we may be taking the scenic route through the sewers. Indeed, I think we are. Kindly bugger off. Actually, no, I should be training my long blade as much as possible. Unless, of course, I've gone to the wrong canton after all, but I don't think I have. Please kill it, Bill. Thank you. Please put that Daedric Claymore I've given you to good use. Aha, here we go. We did indeed take the scenic route. So many frickin' rats! Must stop dumping bodies down here. I'm only making the problem worse. Ah, home sweet home. Hello, Mittens. Right, Bill. Is there anything I need off you? Yes, my alchemy equipment. Is that it? I believe that is it for now. Actually, no. I'll take this off you as well. You may retain everything else, except for that. And let's see, follow. Guard this spot. Right, you patrol about the place like Mittens. Your job is done. Well, fine work, Bert. You're a very capable travelling companion indeed. I may require your services again in future if I head up north. But for now, or should I, heaven forbid, ever have a reason to go to Saltzheim, but for now, you can just sort of chill here with Mittens, do whatever it is you do, and I shall be sorting all of my inventory stuff out.